Hey everybody, Small Town Underground here, and I'd like for you to check out libertylaughs.net. This is a website that supports grassroots patriots, and it has all kinds of stuff in it, like rings, coins, t-shirts, tank tops, both in men's and women's sizes, different sort of accessories, even patriotic stuff, like look at these sneakers, Don't Tread on Me sneakers. Those are pretty cool. And door knockers, and look, they even have a Trump phone case, which is really, really cool. So anytime you go to this site, you're actually supporting the grassroots patriot community. So I hope you guys will go to check out libertylaughs.net and see what they have to offer.
All of us coming back. I cannot accept this fade to black, and the thought of the wasted dreams of a nation down on its knees. Is it already over? Tickets to the circus show. If you don't, then you'll never know. Take a stand while you have the time. Drown your fear and keep hope alive. Be the change that you want to see. Be the wrench inside the machine. Is it already over? Is it already over? I don't think it's over.
Good evening. Welcome to this Saturday night special. We might end up doing this every couple weeks now. You know, we've got a lot of cool guests, and we still got a lot of people that are going to try to bring on the show. So it's going to be a busy summer moving into fall. And welcome to this Saturday night edition of Small Town Underground. As you can see, I've changed I've got the official website up and going now, smalltownunderground.com. And that's where you can go and share go to the donation link, the newly formed store. I've got several t-shirts. I haven't made a little commercial yet, and I plan to. But as always, you can go there to support me. It takes you to the Give, Send, Go link. That's the only link I have for a donation link. And then you can shop at the store. I got some cool t-shirts that I'm making. I'm going to have some other gear, and everything will help, of course, go support the show. Also, just an update, we will be kind of starting a blitz for the Patriot Camp Out happening on the weekend of October 4th. So we're starting to line up guests and get everything in order. It's a couple months out, but it's going to be a great event. Hopefully we can get some cool people out there for that weekend. So looking forward to it. And I've got a special guest with me tonight. You've seen her on the show before. We've known each other for a long time back in the Second Amendment days. She's been to several of my events and spoke, and we've always kept up with Johsie. And so I welcome to the show tonight Miss Johsie Cruz Fletcher. And we love her. We try to keep up with her, and it kind of humbles my heart that she wanted to come and do a live in studio. So she drove like 3 hours to be up here. So you guys keep that in mind. I do have a studio set up. As always, we'll keep these interviews as easy as possible, but I love having people up in the studio. And she has to put up with the smoke from my 82-year-old dad like everybody else, but it is what it is. So, Johsie, welcome to the show. How are you this evening?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me
Yes.
tonight. It's a pleasure for me to drive. I love to drive, okay?
Right. You love it up here.
It
in Northwest
relaxes
Georgia.
me, yeah, and I like the mountains.
Yes.
I am living down by the Warner Robins Air Force Base in
Okay.
that area. So I moved from
Yeah.
Marietta all the way down there.
Okay.
And I'm trying to do my work over there, but it's a little different from the city.
Oh, I bet.
It's very different, very
I bet.
different.
Do you
so.
do you like it better? I mean, people get used to the city, so.
Well, I am very versatile. I adapt. Whatever I have to be, I'll be. I'll do the best that I can do. It was a little hard for me from the beginning to find a job because in little town is who you know.
Right. That's true.
Very
true.
And then I moving into the town, I didn't know anybody. So now I started, making friends here, there. And then finally I got something that I got from Facebook. Like somebody puts a post.
Right.
And then I got it. And then now I'm working Monday to Thursday. And then I found a part-time job Friday and Saturday, and that's how I'm dealing now with my regular basic, covering my basics needs, right?
That's right.
And thanks God he provides one way or another.
That's
he
right.
provides.
And you're single. You lost your husband. He was a great man. I met him, and just a wonderful guy to be around.
Yeah,
So, you're fine.
I am a widow, and the Lord called him. And he is with him, and now I keep on going. I just remember most of the time when I am giving an interview or when I'm doing something like political, I always remember what he said: keep going, keep going, keep talking, wake up as many minds that you can wake up, because a lot of Americans, they don't understand socialism, they don't understand communism, and definitely they don't understand globalism. So.
Right. And you come from that. You have got a wonderful story, and it needs to be told again and again. So you came from a socialist country. You have lived through what we consider now this push in America to socialize this nation. We have this Marxist communistic movement, and it's out in the open and happening. But you lived through that. Would you like to tell us that story?
Yes, I'm coming from Venezuela, original from Venezuela, and when I came to the USA, it was over 30 years ago. It was in 1993. Bill Clinton was just got elected.
Right.
Right, and then I start seeing weird things, that are, I don't know, but the one that get me hard, like I said, oh no, we're going in the wrong path, was Barack Obama.
Yeah, well, a lot of things happened. I think a big globalist push. It was already coming, but I think he kind of ushered it in when he came in. We didn't really know what was going on. At least I didn't.
When he says a change that we can make, I say, I don't want no change. I'm coming from over there because I like what I see here, and I don't want to change this.
Right. Well, he was a captivating speaker. And so I think the kind of change that we Americans were looking at was something political, not the kind of change that he actually brought in.
Yeah. Your camera is frozen.
Oh, is it? Okay. I can fix that.
Yeah, it's frozen.
All right. I got you.
Well, when he started, saying things like a change that we can believe, and a change, and I said, what is he looking for? Is he looking for to change the Constitution? Because Hugo Chavez changed it, and the whole country went south. And then what is he trying to do? He's trying to change the amendments.
Right.
Is he trying to change the Bill of Rights? Or if he's trying to change history, what exactly he's trying to change? And I remember going to vote that date. And I saw so many minorities going out and vote. And I said, oh no, this is not good. And then I saw a lack of Caucasian people not going to vote because they decided to stay home because they didn't like neither. So I said, oh no, this is not good. Oh God, no. So That's when I say, okay, we are in socialism, and they don't even notice. And when I moved to Georgia over 10 years ago, I participated in the election, fully committed as a grassroots. And
That's right.
yeah, to get elected Trump. In the primary, I voted for Ted Cruz.
Okay.
Because I am always focused on the Constitution.
Sure.
So he was a constitutionalist
He is.
candidate.
He is.
And I didn't put too much attention on Trump because I didn't grow up here with the mentality of the millionaire.
Right.
A lot of people love him. And then I didn't even follow with his message, the same message he got it for 30 years.
Yeah.
My brother used to watch The Apprentice. But me,
I've never seen one episode.
me
of The
too.
Apprentice,
So
ever.
for me, it was like a. But
Right.
then when to elect the real candidate, then
Right.
I start looking into his policy. I start looking into what he proposed, and when I saw eliminating that amendment from forbidding the churches to talk about politics in the church, I said, no, this is good. This is good. So that motivated me
Right.
a little bit more. And then when I saw the list, I said, no, this is it. This is the man. This is the man. And then I got involved in that, and we turned out to be the Hispanic nationwide. We got 39% of Hispanic in Georgia went out to vote in favor of Trump.
Right.
When the margin was like a 9%, and we went all the way to 39%. I mean, it was awesome.
Right.
A lot of Hispanics, because Hispanics like money.
Right. They do.
We like money, and we
money
like productivity
and
family values and all that. And we saw that on him. But the thing that got my attention, Roy, about that was the state of Georgia did not, I'm talking about the politicians here in Georgia, did not gave us the recognition as a Hispanic
Right.
that we turned it from 9% to 39%. Why they didn't put that in the spot in the nation? It would have put Georgia on top,
Right.
benefiting the Republican. But it's because later on we start finding out that they hated Donald Trump.
Oh yes. Oh yes. The
And
Republican
then,
Party, yeah.
I mean, at the beginning it was like, wait a minute, how this thing work? Now I can explain what happened.
Sure.
What really happened and what's
Right.
going on in our, not only in United States but in every country.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point. And I don't think you're even throwing the Republican Party under the bus, but when you're talking about politics and you get a wild card like Donald Trump, especially back in 2016, that is not a part of that system. And obviously that's like throwing a wrench at the machine, right? They don't trust him. They can't control him. And we see what happened in 2016.
This is what I call
immediately
the disruptor.
Yeah.
He was the disruptor right
Right.
here. That's why I said, no, let me take my Carlos Cat Fletcher's hat and I'm going to put it because in the 16, it was Trump Pence, right? Remember?
That's right.
This is the 2020 and say, make America great again. So he was the disruptor.
Big time.
Why? Because we think the people, when they got elected because we decide that they're going to get elected. But it's a whole machinery behind. It's a group of elite, a small group of elite. They are very well organized.
Right.
Who control the majority disorganized
Right.
population.
Absolutely.
And that is not only in United States, it's in every country. The same thing happened in Venezuela.
Right.
A small group organized, they were 300. 300 people got control of 39 million.
Right. It's crazy how we
Yeah,
let that
in
happen.
Venezuela. And then they put Chavez on power with the help of other elites from the other countries who wanted to put the country down and run it down like
Right.
poverty, because those countries wanted to take advantage of the resources or a lot of stuff, right? And provoke the caravans that later on will come to United States and disrupt the United States.
Right.
Like Tren de Aragua.
Absolutely.
All right, that's been planned since Obama era in Bolivia, okay, with Foro de Sao Paulo, like Brazil, Ecuador, all these communist countries who were under control of Hugo Chavez, with the communism, Fidel Castro, and socialism. They planned all these invasion to United States. They planned it over there in Cochabamba, Bolivia, in the 2017.
Right. Sure.
And how many years has been passed?
Oh Lord, 2017. Yeah, about eight years or so. I
mean, and last year, look how we suffered the last 4 years with Biden.
Right.
All those people claiming here created chaos in Colorado, in New York, here in Atlanta. Look with Lake and Riley, how he killed her.
I don't know if you saw Colton Moore video. The airport, they had NGOs that were flying him in and out. And
yes, and before Obama gave the White House, handed over the White House to Donald Trump when he got elected, 2 weeks before Obama left, he organized 32 ONGs and he gave them millions of dollars because he already was planning what was getting ahead.
Right.
He was getting for us. He was preparing for United States to go through what we went through. And now, thanks to Dodge, he exposed the corruption because all this money from USA were going straight to these ONGs, right? Non-profit organization, whatever. And they were the one who were sponsoring all this illegal, all the money. They send the money over there in Venezuela for supporting democracy, but then they send those criminals over here, and they end up in New York, Atlanta, Texas, Colorado, and they were terrorizing the minorities communities. Like, for example, Chicago. So all that was well organized and financed by our own pocket.
So I want to talk to you about that, especially bringing up. So here we have Donald Trump in for the second time. Our border is closed now. I have a lot of Latino friends. I've worked with illegal people. I deal with them a lot through immigration bonds. So a lot of the rhetoric is that Trump is racist and look what they're doing, and we're seeing all these stories that are designed to tug at our heartstrings, be emotional, right? How do we deal with the fact that part of the responsibility or the blame, I think, has always been on our federal government, right? Because we allowed this border to stay open. And I think anybody that is a free thinker understands that you can't have a country without borders. But how do you handle...
Unless you want to destroy the country.
Right. So a lot of it, we talk about criminals, I use this term a lot, like if I were living in Venezuela, right, and I had a chance to cross that border, I would have done the same thing. So I understand why people are here, but it's also, it's a big stigma, because how do you talk about this without sounding like, people say, oh, you just hate people because they're brown skinned and all this. Like, no, it has nothing to do with that. And you know this firsthand. How do you make that connection with other cultures and other people? Like get them to understand that this is simply about protecting borders and doing the right thing, right?
I put it in a more blunted way. I put it in another different, more cruel way.
Gotcha.
This is how I tell them in my language. You are so used to violate and not enforce the law in your country. You are so used to that you left your country because they don't have law over there. And then you come over here because you see here there is clean, the streets are clean, everything is just electricity, is housing, everything is working perfectly compared with where they coming from, right? So you are so used to violating the law because they don't enforce the law. So unconsciously, you are not following the law. So when you come to a country where the law is the most important thing to get, to not be in chaos, to be secure, to be safe. So it's like a shock in your mind. Getting here, the majority of Americans elected this man who is in the White House. And he said, because he promised more than 80 million voters, he promised to them that when he get elected, he was going to close the border and he was going to deport all those people who entered and violated the law.
Right.
So if you don't like that, it's because you are so used to violate the law that now when you have somebody enforcing the law, it's a shock on you. You need to wake up.
Yeah, it's almost as if like they are kind of, people are brainwashed with all these delusions of grandeur, like you're entitled to this. America's the land of the free. I mean, we know, you look at people like Nancy Pelosi and even the Clintons back in the 15 years ago were tough on border security, and now this narrative is flipped around where we just want to let anybody in here, and if you say anything different, you're some racist, and it's ridiculous, right?
So you know what happened is, especially the Latino. I'm going to talk about from the point of view of Latinos, right?
Okay.
When we hear the word freedom, we think freedom is you can do whatever you want to do, no matter if you violate the law or not.
Gotcha.
That's the mentality, right? Yeah. So it's a confusion. We have my people that are just coming. They don't understand the concept of freedom with responsibility.
Right.
There is this connection in there. There's no it's confusion for them.
It is, I think.
It is. So
purpose.
They don't understand if you are free to drive. For example, here, in order for you to drive, you have to have driver license and insurance.
Right.
If you drive a car without a driver license and insurance and you have into an accident, you gotta pay the consequences.
Right.
No, but this is the land of the free. No, that's not what it is. Land of the free. You have to follow the rules in order for you to enjoy the freedom that this country offer. Because when you're driving a car under the influence, and on top of that, you don't have no driver license and you don't have no insurance, and you kill somebody in an accident, that person over there, somebody have to be responsible for the damage that you have to be responsible for the damage that you caused on that person in the accident.
Right.
And the family as well. No, but that's not freedom. No, you don't understand what is the concept of freedom.
Right.
You have to be responsible. When you are behind the wheels, you have to understand you cannot be under the influence. You have to have insurance, and you have to follow the speed limit as well. So it's very confusing for them because they don't know. And when they cross the border, they are in shadow, so they don't know. They don't know where to go, how
Right.
to learn, who's going to teach them.
Yeah, and they get wrapped up with the coyotes, and they owe thousands of dollars.
Misinformation.
Right. Yes,
And
we get sex trafficking, missing children, and then you mentioned criminals, because when you use that word, a lot of people's defense is, oh, they call us criminals. No. These countries emptied out their prisons and let them come. To them it was like economically beneficial to get rid of the worst people they wanted to just come. And then they get to this country and we have no idea who's in this country, where they are, and they get shipped off to God knows where. And then,
but remember, in the 1980s, Fidel Castro did the same thing with
did
Miami.
the same thing with the Cubans.
He
right.
released all the mentally ill, psychos, El Marielito, that was the name, the Mariel. And they got in Miami, and they had to put them in a confined area because they were so dangerous. But so Venezuela is following the same playbook of Cuba.
Right. I guess if there's any message to be had from this, is it's all manufactured, and they're using people in the process of, whether you want to call it replacement migration or just a lie, to create this confusion. And we have to thank the Democrats largely for this. So now you have Trump coming in, trying to, he's got the border secure, right? And now he's going to be the fall guy for all this emotional distress that all this is causing.
But
right?
all is by design. This is by design. All this caravan, having the border open, letting millions of come in. Everything was by design.
Right.
Why? It's not only to destroy our American culture And when I say our American culture, it's because I assimilated to the American
Exactly.
culture.
Right.
I didn't come here to impose my language. I didn't here to impose my culture, my food. No, if you want to eat my food, yeah, I can cook it. I don't have no problem,
I
right?
bet you cook good.
You
yes.
follow what I mean?
Yes.
But I didn't come here to impose myself and like tease you guys. Like, no. I'm being
Right.
all cocky and arrogant. No.
Yeah.
When you come into this country like I did in a legal way, I waited 12 years to become American citizen.
Mm-hmm.
And that took me those 12 years to be a first permanent resident. It took me 6 years to be a permanent resident. And then I have to wait 6 more years to become American citizen. In the process, I learned the language, I assimilated, I went to school, I got my 2 degrees in university. I mean, I got a lot of stuff that it helps me out to understand the American way of thinking.
Right.
But it's not because... Oh, the white way of thinking. No, it's not only the white. It's the American way of thinking. I learned how to communicate with the black community because I used to work with them for 15 years. And the white community and the Asian community is, American is like a melting pot. Everybody's here.
It is.
So it's not, I hate when they say, I am Venezuelan American. No, you are not a Venezuelan American. You become an American citizen. Yes, okay. There is one part in when you become an American, you swear that you're gonna be protecting this country. There is one part that says that you renounce your country,
Wow.
principality, whatever, and then this country is gonna be first. So.
Right.
In other words, you are not a Venezuelan anymore. You are not a Cuban anymore. You are not a Puerto Rican. No, Puerto Rican are American. Sorry.
Yes.
You are not a Dominican anymore. You are not Colombian anymore. You are an American. So why do we have to do those divisions? Cuban American, Venezuelan American, Colombian American.
Sure.
What's that?
Yeah.
No, you are an American.
You're an American.
Period.
It doesn't matter what you look like or where you come from. You're an American.
Yeah,
you're an
but
American.
that division
Right.
caused by the Obama administration when he started dividing Afro-American.
Sure, and they stopped teaching assimilation. Basically, they just handed out cards, and what did that do? That alienates more of the communities, right? Mm-hmm. And I think they understand that if you assimilate and understand what it means to go to another country, because we live in Whitfield County, is very close, very highly populated Latin community, right? Mm-hmm. And there's people that have been here a long time, and then their kids grew up in school here, and they grew up in school with all different races, and they grew up in America. That is, they don't know anything else, and so it's a lot easier to have conversation and talk to them, and they're like, "Yeah, this is all bull." We know better, and it's wild to be able to have these conversations with people who know better, but they still control this narrative. Like,
Look,
it's all
I
bad.
have my daughters. I am Hispanic, but I marry a guy from Guyana
Okay.
and from another race, another language. He's not Hispanic. He's like Indian Pakistani descendant. So we got married and we got 3 kids, 3 daughters. And they are not white, they are not black, they are not Hispanics, they are mixed. So one day my daughter asked me, "Mommy, what color I am?" I say, "What do you think?" "I am blue." "Okay, you're blue."
Got you.
Okay, but when she grew a little older, "Mommy, what color?" I say, "Look, baby, you don't care about the color. You are an American.
That's right.
You were born in here. You will never be Venezuelan. You will never be Guyanese because you are mixed.
Wow.
So you are an American. This is your country. And whoever is telling you this is not your country, you just...
That's right.
That's
Ignore
it. That's it. And every time I have the chance to tell them, love this country, because there is no country like this country in the whole planet. And I visited a few countries, okay?
Right.
All right. I went to Spain, Guyana, Colombia, Venezuela, and this country, of course. And there's no place like United States. So when we teach our children, "Oh, you are a Cuban Venezuela," or "You are a Cuban American,"
Right.
why are you putting that information?
Yeah, you're sort of
that
segregating
confusion.
yourself again.
It creates confusion in the child because he doesn't know who his loyalty or is gonna be to.
Right.
It's who? Okay, what is my country? Is Cuba or is United States?
Right.
It's Venezuela, but you were born here. You will never. You have American passport. Look, now with this illegal whatever, the people, Johsie, what you gonna do if they catch you? I said, they're not gonna do nothing to me because I'm walking. Look. I'm walking with my American passport. Look, right here. This is my American passport right here.
Right on.
You know? So I'm not scared.
Exactly.
I'm not scared because, I came here legally. I am.
You're an American.
American citizen. The only thing that I can never be is a president, president of the United States.
That's right.
But I can
unless you get a fake birth certificate from Hawaii,
like
then maybe you can.
Obama.
I had to throw that in there.
That's a good one. Yeah.
No, but
by the Constitution, I can run. And this is what I did twice, right?
So yes, let's talk about that. So you got
twice.
into politics. That's when I first met you. You were running. When you came to the first event I ever saw you at, you were dressed up like something I'd never seen, and everybody's like, "You gotta meet Johsie Cruz," and I was like, "Whoa, wow!" And then just to hear you talk, this has been several years ago, but you've been active. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, look, when I helped out in Trump's campaign and he got elected, and then after that was Kemp. I remember Kemp. I helped out too, and he got elected. And then I jumped and I helped out Karen Handel. Remember? She was the representative in District Number 6.
Secretary of State, right?
Yeah. And then she became the representative in Washington, D.C. for our district where I was living, District Number 6. And after her, that's when we lost District Number 6. And then it went into this lady, Macbeth. Lucy
McBath.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
We used to be 10 Republican districts and 4 Democrat districts. And after Karen Handel, we became 9 Republican districts and 5 Democrat districts. That means socialism and communism started spreading rapidly.
Right.
And that's why we lost District Number 6. So when I saw that situation, I say, wait a minute, but nobody's talking about communism. Nobody's talking about socialism. That's when I say, no, I got to do something. I mean, if I don't win, it's okay, but at least I have to speak up.
Right.
And I remember being the first person talking about socialism. And at the beginning, nobody understood. Because a lot of people believe because Germany wall fell.
Yes, the Berlin Wall.
The Berlin Wall fell. Oh, communism was defeated. No, baby. Communism is like, that animal that change color. How you call that?
A chameleon.
Chameleon.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're
Communism is like a chameleon. It changed color, and not only changed color, but it changed a name as well.
That's right.
So before it used to be communism.
Exactly.
Right? But in the 21st century, it changed to socialism. And when this famous journalist asked Fidel Castro in his face, what is socialism, Fidel Castro? And he said, socialism is communism.
It is.
He said it right there.
Right. You've got Marxism, socialism, communism. It's virtually all the same type of ethos, right?
Yes. So I said, no, I have to do something. And then I started looking into, I said, well, Hank Johnson, nobody's going to challenge him this year? And they said, no, I'm going to do it. I don't care if I have accent. I don't care if they don't like me or they like me or not. I'm going to be like a Paul Revere. The communists are coming. The English are coming, right?
Yes.
And then a lot of people used to call me Paul Revere because I was talking about something that nobody dared to talk about.
That's right.
Which was socialism. And then every time I had a platform, I used to talk about socialism. And then later, I make like a connection in between socialism and plantation mentality. It's the same thing.
Okay.
So when I start talking about my plantation mentality was like hard because a lot of people don't like the plantation
Right.
thing.
Sure.
But when you start studying and analyzing what these plantation owners used to give the slave, and you compare that with socialism, it's almost the same thing. And people say, how? Simple. The plantation owner knew that they have to provide free health to the slave to keep them alive.
Right.
He knew that he have to provide them free food, but not nourishment food, free food.
Gotcha.
And he understood that he have to provide them free housing.
Right, which is what in the modern day is basic necessities, right? Exactly. So it changed. Yeah.
But there is something was forbidden for the plantation owner. It was to give the slave education.
Right.
That was
That's
forbidden.
Absolutely.
Forbidden. No math, no reading, no
Right.
critical
Keep 'em
thinking,
dumbed
none
down.
of that.
Right.
Actually, when they catch a slave trying to learn letters, they used to pull them and
Oh,
beat them.
No doubt.
why? Because education will free your mind.
Your mind.
And you analyze, okay, why he's giving me free food? And then the plantation owner divided them by group. The house slave was treated in a different way. The crop slaves was treated
Right.
in a different way, and the one who grow like the chicken, it was another
Right. Compartmentalization.
compartment. Yeah, and then the one from the house got a better treatment than the one from the horses and the chicken, and
right.
and the one for picking up, right? So when you compare all that behavior with the with the Communist Democratic Party today,
That's right.
don't you think it's the same thing? They make sure that they got Medicaid for free. They make sure that they have food stamp, right? And they were allowing them to buy soda and some stuff in the food stamp. You
Still,
know, to-
we're hoping that gets cut. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then they make sure that they use the BT in the fast food corner store like a KFC, McDonald's, all the food that kills them, make them fat, make them sick, and then they make sure to give them Plan A.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then for every child, you're gonna receive some money.
Sure.
And then
Yeah.
babies with
Margaret
no
Sanger.
father. Oh, another thing. When the plantation owner find out that this slave girl married with this guy and then she's pregnant, he makes sure that he send the father away from
Yes,
the woman.
break up the family
so break
unit.
up the family union so the woman only, the slave woman and the child depend only on the plantation owner, and that child
Or raised by a mother
raised
without
with
a
no
father.
father
Right.
figure.
No male patriarchy in the family.
Nothing, no.
And then
And
what do
then
you do?
break down the spirit of the male because they're strong.
That's
break down the spirit by not having father.
Right.
It's not the same thing that we're having today with the Democratic Party.
Absolutely. And what do? You create a culture of you put everything that is bad. You infest with drugs and alcohol and guns, and then the culture shifts to this sort of macho fantasy. Where everybody wants to be thugs and in gangs, and it's like, what is going on here?
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. So when I saw all that and I start comparing, I say, oh my God, no, I left Venezuela because Venezuela was going in the path of communism.
Right.
I don't want to have communism here,
Exactly.
especially in Georgia. I just wanted to focus in Georgia, right?
Well, yeah.
So that's why I start with, I say instead of me helping this one to get elected, that one, no, let me
Right.
do my work. My work because I am somebody different.
Right.
And I'm coming from another background.
That's
I
a
have
key word.
And I have experience.
So you're different.
I am different, right?
But
So
you're-
probably they will remember my message.
Sure, but that's, you said the key word. You're different. So, did you have help? I mean, obviously you're coming from an outside place. the last time I checked, the politics are very structured. It's a very stair-step game. What about Georgia?
On the 2020, which I was running against Hank Johnson. You remember who? You
Hank
know who
Johnson
Hank Johnson
is the guy that said there was too many people on the island and the island was going to flip. He is the same guy that not too long ago was. Did you see the video of him? He was strumming the guitar and playing a song by I can't remember who the guy was, but anyway, it was a funny video. And you know what? Kudos to him, because anybody that makes music, I'm down with. But
okay,
man,
but
dude is off his rocker.
Hank Johnson is the same one. Believe it or not, Hank Johnson is the same one. Is the brain behind the impeachment for Donald Trump.
Yes, you're right.
So
you're right.
He's not as stupid as we think he is.
Of course.
It's that communism and socialism, they follow a playbook.
Yeah, lockstep.
You pretend to be stupid.
Yeah.
So people can distract themselves here while you being stupid here, but underneath here you are doing the impeachment of
You're talking
Donald Trump.
about AOC, right?
AOC is one of them. Bernie.
Oh, Bernie.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Bernie Sanders.
Hank Johnson, when he said, the island is going to collapse. Everybody's talking about the island, but nobody put focus on the damage that he was doing to the institution of the presidency, which is the impeachment of President Trump twice.
That's right. Man. And Republicans helped out with that on the second time, if I might add.
Well,
with the
they are
magic
out of
phone
the
call.
Congress because we kicked them out. Thanks God they kicked out Cheney. They kicked out Anthony. They kicked out all these people. Kissinger.
Yeah.
They
Not
were,
enough, but yeah, they're kicking them out, right?
Yeah. I mean, those ones who helped out with the impeachment. Right. And the impeachment, now we know the Russian collusion was all made up by Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. And we knew this, okay?
We knew it,
now,
but now...
I don't want to get mad. We knew this, and now we have our dream team administration out here telling us and showing us and saying, hey, guys, this is true.
We told you.
We did, but again...
No, but
no arrest yet. Okay, I'm growing weary. In fact, I'm just putting it out of my mind until I see somebody in handcuffs. I mean, come on.
I got an answer for that.
All right.
I think that one of the main reasons why those names are not being released. Look, this is the only chance.
We're talking about the Epstein.
No,
list.
everything.
Okay, everything.
It's everything.
Okay.
Is the Russian collusion, the stalling of the election, the 2020, the Epstein, the P. Diddy, all this.
Right.
My theory, my analysis is that this is the only 2 years that Trump has to make a really difference. You're right. Because the first year, they sabotage him. And
Big
like
time.
Derek Grayson explained, they left him doing executive order.
Yeah.
The only way that he can do some changes that is going to benefit the United States of America is doing it by signing bills.
Right. Codifying these.
That's it.
Taking
That's the
the
only
orders,
way.
Making the Congress put it into law, stopping it, codifying it. Yes.
It's the only way. Other than that, he cannot be wasting time on releasing some name when he know that he can use those names to force them. Okay, or you sign that, or I expose you.
That's a good theory, and I'm willing to run with it at this point. All right, I've given up my hope of the Epstein list. If somebody, cannot bet the farm that Barack Obama is going to be in handcuffs. Okay, I see it every day. There's another they were talking about Christopher Wray today. Look, I'm done with it. I'm a Trump supporter. Here we go. He's doing great things, but until I see it, I'm just going to kind of keep it over here.
When it comes to Barack Obama,
I hear what you're saying.
I don't think he's going to be in handcuffs.
No.
No, because Trump wasn't. You cannot destroy the institution of the presidency, no matter how crooked they were. Like Bill Clinton, like Bush, with the war in Iraq.
Right.
All lies.
Weapons of mass destruction. The Patriot
Barack
Act.
Obama with the Patriot. This is the most treason. Treason is that one, right?
Big time.
Okay, Barack Obama. I don't think they're gonna pay. Not even Biden. Biden probably gonna before something happened to him. Right. Anyways, but I believe the people who under them, yes. Mm-hmm. How we could see this with Ford. You remember Nixon?
Yeah, I remember.
Nothing
Watergate.
happened to him. Mm-hmm. But what happened with the VP? he went to jail.
He went to jail. So you're right. I'm not trying to dwell on
Hillary
this.
Clinton, yes,
Oh my
because she
God.
was not the president. He is the president.
Well, let's hope. Now, nothing would make my day more.
Biden, no, because Biden was the vice president, but then he became president, so nothing is going to happen to
well,
him.
not to mention
but the people under him, those one who ran with the
Autopen, we hope.
all
yes.
those
we
people,
know
need
now.
to. We have to. If we don't see no justice, then that's when we're gonna say. So, what is the purpose for us to go vote? What is the purpose for us to elect somebody when?
Well, that's my point, and I think we can. I talk about this like I'm past all the rhetoric of, you're against Trump. No. But what is the point? What is the point of doing all this if we're not going to see justice? So we hope and we pray that we see justice, right?
Okay, so now I want to talk the disruptor.
All right, come on.
Okay, 2016, he's the disruptor. There is a number of people that we start listening. Okay, who's this person? Who's that person? So, I wanted to talk about. Let me pull it up in here because let's talk about political theory. You know, there is a career that you can get a bachelor degree in university, where it's political science, right?
Right.
It's a science, like
chemistry
doctor,
or anything else.
chemistry.
Exactly.
Yeah. Politics is a science.
Yes.
It's not like a magic. No, it's a science. So let's talk about political theories.
Okay.
Okay. And in all the countries, there is one theory that talks about elites. Every country have their small group of elites.
Right.
United States is one of them. Venezuela is another. Every country have those groups. And those little group, very well organized, control the bigger group disorganized.
300 to 39 million.
Exactly. And then, since United States is such a big country, it's divided by 50 states. That means every state have their elite group as well. It's like a pyramid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
I call it mafia, but yeah, same difference.
Okay. But you call it mafia, but I'm talking about the political side, right? Okay. We will be speaking from the scientific perspective of political science. Okay. Referring 3 individuals. I want to talk about 3 guys.
Okay.
Okay. One is Vilfredo Pareto.
Okay.
The second one is Gaetano Mosca. And the third guy is Robert Mitchell. Okay. These 3 guys, they teach political science in big universities. Okay. Wilfredo Pareto is specialized in politics in Germany.
Okay.
He analyzed the political point of view of Germany, right? And he wrote a book. Gaetano Mosca specialized in politics on Italy.
Okay.
And Robert Michaels. Robert Michaels.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Specialized in politics of United States of America. Okay. Here are the most important books that they wrote. For example, Wilfredo Pareto, he wrote Mind and Society.
Okay.
Okay. In Italian will be like this: Trattato di Sociologia Generale. He wrote it in 1916.
Okay.
In this work, Pareto analyzed society from a psychological and economic perspective, introducing his famous theory of elites and the circulation of elites. And this is what we are experiencing in the United States since Trump, the disruptor.
Right.
He not only disrupts, but he's doing a circulation of elites, getting rid of some elites and getting others in power.
That's true.
Okay?
I got to give him that. That's true.
Gaetano Mosca, he wrote a book, The Ruling Class.
Okay.
In Italian will be sound like this: Elementi di Scienza Politica. He wrote it in 1896.
Okay.
Mosca argued that in every society, there is an organized minority that rules over a disorganized majority. This book is key to the development of the elite's theory of political power.
Gotcha.
Okay. Robert Michael. He wrote Political Parties. In German will sound like this. Don't make fun of me, okay?
I'm not.
Zur Soziologie des Parteiwesen in der modernen Demokratie in 1911.
Okay.
In this work, Michael presents the iron law of oligarchy.
Oligarchy. Yes, I
Oligarchy.
got you. Okay.
Arguing that even in democracy, organizations, powers tends to concentrate in a hand of a few.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. So I have a comparative here.
Okay.
For example, right here. This is so nice because when we talk about Wilfredo, comparing with modern today,
Okay.
he said the comparison is the transition from the tech billionaires like Elon Musk, the Silicon Valley. Those are the ones who are replacing the political elites now.
Right.
All right? They are gaining influence over the media, space, and artificial intelligence after traditional media moguls and establishment politicians dominated for decades. Do we hear anything about the Bill Clintons? The Clintons?
No.
Do we hear about the Bushes? Do we hear about the Obamas? After Michelle Obama said that she's so happy because she's going to transition and she as a black man. That's the only thing that we are hearing about the Obamas.
Boy, did that YouTube channel tank. Yeah, okay.
In her blog, you know, the podcast that she's,
Saw
oh
it.
my God. Then she
I've
didn't know
seen
how
it.
to retrieve that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes
Okay.
me feel better about Small Town Underground. Go ahead.
Okay, let's compare Mr. Ruling the Minority from Gaetano Mosca from today, right?
Okay.
In the USA, a relatively small group of political donors, lobbyists,
Now you're bringing in the money. Yes.
and think tank. Is not that what's happening in the Congress today?
Oh, my Lord. It's happening all
Okay.
over the place.
Shape the legislation
That's right.
and the policy decision of the more than general public and the Congress itself.
That's 100% what's going on right now. Gosh.
Okay. Do you like what I'm informing?
Oh, yeah. This
Right?
is great. I hope
It's-
everybody's paying attention
Yeah.
out there.
Okay. And Robert Mitchell.
Okay.
Comparing to what he says, right? The iron law of the oligarchy. Well, let's see what's happening today. Okay. Political parties like the Democratic National Committee, DNC, or Republican National Committee, RNC, often marginalize grassroots movement. For example, Bernie Sanders, they marginalize his movement. Or the MAGA candidates,
Yeah.
like me, they marginalized us, right? And keeping control centralized.
That is exactly what's happening in Georgia, in particular. What I think we've seen the empire strike back. The grassroots, I think, got too big, showed out. We conquered several spots and vowed to move forward. And now there's just a great sweep over Georgia to take that power and keep it centralized in the current regime. And that's exactly what it is.
Okay, so since we understanding now that we are under the rule of a small group, elites, they decide until the disruptor came along.
Right.
They used to decide who was going to be the governor, who was going to be the president of the United States. When this guy came on the 2024.
Right.
Right? And this elite didn't have no more options than letting him to be the president.
I got what
That's
you're
what's
saying.
going on. So, because a lot of people trying to understand how come we have a Secretary of State that everybody hates. Who elected him?
Right.
How come we have Kemp as a governor, but everybody hate him? So that's when you sit back and you say, okay, this is being practiced, this behavior is being practiced from generation to generation to generation until a disruptor comes and he changes the game for a little while. And then now they're taking power back again.
Right.
And that's what happened in June.
Yeah.
In Dalton.
Oh, yes, in the state convention.
Yeah,
Right.
because I remember last year we elected first vice president, second vice president, they were from grassroots.
That's right.
The chairman, he was, like part of the, he used to be, I remember, state representative.
He was a
he's
state
been
senator.
in the yeah.
And he was revered,
Exactly.
for bucking the system.
Exactly. So we elected him. I remember it was 3 candidates, a lady and him and another guy. And then I interview each one of them. Like I make simple questions and then I said, no, I'm going to vote for Josh. Because I saw him the best option comparing with the other.
Right.
Okay, but in this election, I wrote, I don't know if you saw my post on Facebook.
I may have. I got to stand with you we stood together for a couple of hours there,
Yes.
just watching this thing
Just watching the
unfold.
whole situation, and then the timing is very important. The timing is very important because I start analyzing the actions, and then I got into the conclusion that Tim Kemp, you remember that he got a PAC, right? Leadership
Oh, yeah,
PAC.
coalition PAC, yes.
Okay. All the millionaires donors goes to him. They donate to his PAC, and then he got the control of the PAC, and he decide who's going to be the candidate for this district, that district, the Senate, everything that it comes to be to the state, right? And he got the money.
He's got the
No
money.
wonder I haven't received no phone call from my legislator to ask me for money.
Right.
Because the PAC is giving them the money that they need
That's right.
to run their campaign, the local campaign.
Well, we've seen it firsthand. We've seen the same political cards, the exact same, but with the different legislators' names on them. They're all coming from the same place. So we've seen it.
Exactly. So, okay. So the timing before the convention,
Right.
we need to understand the Frost family.
Right.
They were raising as a political power. They were raising, they were having influence, right?
Yes,
Which is
obviously.
fine because you have to circulate the power. You have to, in order to be a healthy republic, you have to circulate. It cannot be an oligarchy, like a one family, because it's going to become like when a family get control, how you call that?
Not a dynasty, but not even a dictatorship. I don't. What
Okay,
is it called?
I will
Yes.
remember. I had it in my mind earlier. So you have to circulate, right? So other people, the giving opportunity to other people to get influence, raising to power, and make the changes that the state need or the country need, like this guy here, right?
Right.
All right. So suddenly, Katie, and the convention, my jar was dropped.
I think all of our jaws were dropped.
What the heck is she doing?
Yeah.
What is she doing? Why? I never saw that before in any convention, what she did.
Right.
Talking so bad about the grassroots candidates.
Yes.
That was awful.
It was.
That was awful. And on top of that, the behavior of the delegate, behaving like a Democrats communist, shouting people, making fun, bullying other people.
Oh,
That's
yes.
when I got to write that letter that I put on Facebook, it gave me the shield because it reminds me of communist, Democrats, communist countries.
Beyond a shadow of a doubt, it was a very tightly controlled, and you brought up the Frost family. We all know that they were in cahoots and controlled. It was crazy.
And then you see all that, and then 2 weeks later, the AJC exposed the Frost family. And I said, wait a minute. Let me go back and analyze the events.
Right.
Each event.
Right.
That's when I said, the Georgia elite is in control of the whole situation.
They are.
They are in control.
Yeah, I think it's evidently clear.
Yes. So what happened with the Frost family? They are trying to destroy the little power, political power that they build up with this situation of 140 million Ponzi scheme. They're trying to destroy that reputation. So the only focus on political power here is leadership back.
So are you saying that it was on purpose that the Ponzi scheme would be uncovered?
They waited for the Frost family help out the establishment to take back the GOP, because remember how many grassroots people got elected on that day?
None. I mean,
They got rid of all grassroots candidates.
They did. It was whether I wasn't voting for a slate, but there was a clear definition of a slate, right? And so it was
The election last year, we got some grassroots people elected.
Yeah, but that was it was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, 2 years ago we got Brian Precott elected. We got David Cross elected. We got Susie Boyles elected.
Yeah.
Back in those days, they were grassroots.
Right. But and here's the thing, and my theory, looking back, is that they spent from 2 years ago till now getting rid of those people out of those positions. Nobody wanted to work together. Nobody wanted to sit at the table together. So what was the GOP doing? They were getting rid of those grassroots the entire time.
Exactly. So they fool us because, we got elected. No. They do their things from behind scene, and they get rid of people. And in this convention, they got rid of everybody. They don't even give them the chance or the opportunity to get heard.
From the very beginning.
From the beginning. So the establishment or the group, the elite group, used the family, Katie Frost, to implement the agenda of getting rid of this and this and that. Now that the GOP was handed over to the establishment back again, because 2 days later, a lot of people from the establishment left the Georgia Republican Assembly.
That's right. They did. They hightailed it away from it.
Okay, so it's timing. You
Yeah,
see?
yeah, I
Everything
see.
is timing.
I
Okay.
mean, sure.
2 weeks later, after these people left the Republican Assembly, leaving the Republican Assembly half.
Right.
Right?
Well, yeah.
Okay. 2 weeks later, AJC, the Cox family, control the communication in Georgia. That's something that I learned from my late husband.
Well, you're right
The
about
Cox
that.
family,
Yeah.
which half of the Cox family is Democrat and the other half is Republican,
Yeah. Well,
right?
yeah. And they are making
Suddenly,
really.
they decided to release the Frost family with this monumental news, even nationwide. Now it's going nationwide.
And every week
right?
it gets worse.
And they cut the wings of the family Frost political influence. They cut it. Now they are in the floor. And who is the political influence in Georgia? Still Kemp, Tim.
Oh, it's obvious. It's
right?
obvious at this
So
point. Like there's
how the
no...
AJC knew about this situation with 2 out of 300,
Right.
only 2 complaining, and then Ralph Sperry coming in and put it out there.
It tries to be the savior in the beginning too.
And wait a minute. Oh, now I understand. They're trying to regain power back again. So for the 2026, mark my word, the whole GOP from now forward, there's not going to be grassroots. There's nothing like that, because Trump is going to be leaving in 3 years,
That's right.
right?
So yeah.
We're going back to the grain.
Well, let me ask you. So where does that leave us in 2026 in your view? Do you think that we're going to unseat Ossoff? Do you think that we're actually going? I mean, we have quite a rift in the Republican Party. Grassroots grow stronger every day, and a lot of us are fed up. I largely feel like the Republican Party is irrelevant at this point. So where does that leave us? Are we going to maintain power in the Republican Party, or are we going to lose it?
We could, but we have to accept the new leadership. You know which one is the new leadership?
Yes.
The IT, the AI people.
Oh yeah.
They are the one who's going to replace all these dinosaurs.
Well,
They're going to replace all those rhinos because they had the power. You know how they had the power? They had the data.
they do.
When Elon Musk came to the White House doing the Dodge, and he brought 8 CEOs from the technology
Right.
Silicon Valley. and they went in, and they put their hands in. They got all that data.
Yeah.
They got all that, and not only did they got all that data, but they modernized. They put computers. They put all this program that they created. Ladies and gentlemen, they are the new elites in United States of America.
That's a good point. I mean, obviously, you brought up AI 2 or 3 times. I'm talking about it heavily. This is the future. We're in a sort of a technocratic state right now, and everything is going to be digitized. We even have Donald Trump talking about digitalization.
And regardless, the Georgia's elite didn't want internet in Georgia because they want to keep Georgia like in the shadow.
When was this?
I mean, I notice when I drive and I try to make some call, there is no connection in the state of Georgia. That means the elites in Georgia wants to keep the people like that. No communication.
I would go further and say that most 5G was not really created for us to be able to use our phones, if you know what I mean. So, yeah.
It's for other stuff to give us cancer.
Stuff.
Anyways.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but with these people, Elon Musk, with J.D. Banks, which is part of the Palantir.
Sure,
and Pete, what is he? The guy who endorsed
Hegseth?
No, the guy who endorsed him, the mogul intelligent technology.
Oh, Peter Thiel.
All those people.
Oh yes, we're watching it. I mean, yeah,
it's here.
It's unfolding. It's
here.
Here.
We cannot stop that. So no matter how Kemp is going to be leaving pretty soon. He's going to be leaving soon. He's not going to be running for nothing else. He's just going to be in charge of his leadership pack, so he can still influence political influence with money.
Right, but he's making sure that the musical chairs are going to be filled with his
people. Exactly.
So what are we supposed to do about that, Josie?
Well, the situation here is these technology people. Look, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theory, but this is what happened in Venezuela. This is what happened in Venezuela.
Okay.
The way that Venezuela was changed radically was using technology.
Okay.
The machine.
Oh, the voting machines.
Voting machine.
Of course. And I was trying to get to that. So we live in this state that our Secretary of State, our Georgia leadership brags about us being the model for America. Using NGOs in their own state house that we have no idea about. Still using Dominion voting systems. That's proven to be fraudulent. We have executive orders. We have every state around us has gotten rid of these machines. Yet Georgia keeps it intact.
They don't, because that's the way that they have control on the state.
What else are you supposed to believe? What else are you supposed to think from analyzing that? So again,
look, we're supposed to have judges who will supposed to be taking those complaints from Garland Favorito, but those judges that are not taking anything. Everything is so well designed.
Exactly.
For us to continue voting with the machine, because those machines are going to guarantee the manipulation of...
They are. It's crazy. I'm sure you've heard about the case in Cobb County. The local election board continuing to defy a court ruling to hand over the election, data. And finally, the Department of Justice, SEB, is getting in touch with the Department of Justice to have them come down here and look at this stuff. And why are they holding on to this stuff? Why is it so hard to get this election material from these boards of education and counties? Because they know that if they give that data over, it's going to be plain as day. But again, I mean...
But it's a whole web. It's a whole web connecting.
It's a matrix.
It's so much corruption.
Yes.
It's so much manipulation. It's manipulation.
That's
it's
what
control.
I feel. We had the grassroots. We had this movement, and now it's just like it's flatlined again. And now
they're slapping it in our face.
It's the Providence, so it's out in the open, and they don't even care anymore. They don't care anymore.
They don't care because they know they have the control.
But
we need to keep on talking about it. We
can't stop.
We can. I mean, like for instance, I ran twice.
Yes.
Okay, and they cheated on me twice.
Right.
Right. the second time that I was going, I decided to run.
tell
I
this
said,
story.
should I do it or not? Okay, so I have been talking for 2 weeks with Jonathan Chavez and John Salvinson, and trying to find out, are you gonna run? No. Are you gonna run for 2 weeks? No. So the week of qualification, trying to find out, are you running, yes or no? Because if he's gonna run for the 13th, I'm not running against him. It's no point for me to run against another Republican in a Democratic district. I just want to cover whatever is left empty.
Right.
No. Okay, so I went on Thursday. He said he's not running. Okay, I registered my name. He has 2 seats open, number 5 and 13.
Right.
I analyzed, 13 is the same one that it used to be number 4. Those people know me. They voted for me on the 2020. Okay, let me go that way. That's what I did. But what happened on Friday, 1 hour before qualification was over, Mr. Chavez, Jonathan Chavez, showed up and he put his name on the 13.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, God, Jesus Christ. Why? So I was talking to my campaign director, and he said, "Don't worry, let's do the job. We can win this. If we follow the book,
right,
like the Leadership Institute, they showed you a book. This is what you have to do. We're gonna win."
Okay. Yeah.
On the night of the election of May 21st last year, at 8 o'clock. Most results were up. At 8 o'clock, Marjorie Taylor Greene, all these people knew they won. You know what time? I got my result at 12 o'clock at night. And it stopped 3 times. They stopped the counting 3 times on May 21st. I called my political advisor. He said, "Hey, this is what's going on." And he said, "Johsie, they are trying to decide if they're going to let you win or they're going to hand it over to Jonathan." Because he didn't do campaign. He didn't do nothing.
All right, he didn't have to do anything. He just had to put his name. He was told to put his name in the hat against you.
Just because they want me out of the race. Okay?
Of course they do.
When I went to Secretary of State and I met his chief of staff, "Hey, nice meeting you." And he gave me his name, and I said, "I'm Johsie Cruz." And I said, "Oh, you Johsie Cruz?" I said, "Yeah, I know you know me." He said, "Yeah, oh, you Johsie Cruz." Right there, I knew they were waiting for me. If I would have got to put my name on Friday, an hour before close, it would be a different story. But I rely on him saying, "No, I'm not running. No, I'm not running."
Sure.
I didn't want to leave that seat empty. If he would have told me, I wouldn't even put my...
Exactly.
I would have saved my money. I would have saved my $40,000.
They want to make you pay. They want to
ruin me financially, and that's exactly what they did. Now I have to recover back because I spent in the two campaign. I spent a lot of money out of my pocket because on the first election, the first campaign, I called Joe Proenza. We used to call him Antifa Joe Proenza because he used to be Antifa, part of Antifa in California, and he ended up being the political director of the GOP here in Georgia.
Wow.
And he used to be Antifa in California. So we used to call him Antifa Joe Proenza. So I called him 2 weeks later after I registered, I qualified. He said, "Call me in 2 weeks so I can give you the list of the
delegate.
The list of the member of the Republican in District Number 4, so you can start making phone calls and asking for contribution."
Right.
When I called him, my campaign manager, Cat Fletcher, in those days, he called him. He called Joe Proenza and said, "Okay, Joe, when can we come to get the list?" "Oh, we don't have nothing for you guys." They didn't give us nothing. So they were planning all that from the beginning. When a candidate doesn't have no access to the list,
we knew about that.
How the district is gonna know who your candidates are. But then when you see Jonathan Chavez being the chairman of the Rockdale GOP, he got access to all those emails.
Sure.
But I didn't have no access to no email. That's the way that these people play dirty. But they took my $5,220.
Right, of course.
Okay?
Of course.
Oh, welcome. We don't discriminate.
Yeah.
But we take your money and we sabotage you and we don't give you no list so you can call nobody.
You know, I was hoping we'd have a little more uplifting, but you're not giving me much hope. You know, I'm telling you, it's crazy, and it's so blatant and easy to see. So
And then-
I don't have high hopes for Georgia.
Let me tell you something. Regardless of all these things that I'm telling you, I will never stop fighting.
No, and
I will never stop talking.
Yeah.
I will never continue. I will never stop exposing because that's what's going on.
Yeah, we can't stop. At some point, it's our civic freaking duty when it's this bad. You know, like it is. We cannot sit on our hands and just allow this to go unnoticed and unchecked. You know, and we get accused a lot of talking about, oh, you're just always constantly attacking Republicans. You know, but the problem is even what you've laid out in this state. The Republicans are the ones that's fighting with people like you and me. They're not welcoming us
They
in.
don't want to let go. They
No.
don't want to let go to the power that they have in the
Right.
state, which is understandable.
I suppose.
But they are old. They need to leave a next generation.
Yeah, but
Doing the same politics that's always expecting a different result.
that's insanity.
This insanity.
Yes.
And we are heading to communism.
I know.
Full-blown communism. What happened in that convention
Yeah.
is I say no. We're done. We're
That's
done.
what I say. Is it already over? Because if you look at our legislative sessions, and believe me, we're still fighting. We're trying to get more community involvement, right? A lot of these bills that are coming in, this tort reform and all of these things about the PFAS and the Roundup, all of these are carefully crafted bills from out of state from these organizations that write these bills. And so they bring them into the Gold Dome and they put them on the desk and say, look, you're going to sign this bill. And if you don't sign this bill, then I'm going to make your life a living hell. But if you do sign this bill, we're going to give you some money for your coffers. We're going to do all these things. And then we'll give you a little cue card that explains all the great things that this bill is. But either way, you're going to play ball.
Lobbies. The
Yeah,
lobbies
of course.
power.
Of
The
course.
money power.
I mean, how and we can't get anybody in. And now we've got this frost situation. We've got some of the grassroots tied up in it. And it's making it's a mess.
It's a mess. It's a mess. But something that gave me the chill on the last convention, I want to read it to you.
Sure.
We must defend free speech, even from within our own party.
Yes.
I am not writing to criticize candidates nor committee members. The grassroots have Derek Grayson to do just that.
Right.
I am writing to confront something far more serious. The blatant violation of free speech. A direct assault on the First Amendment value of our nation was built upon. What I witnessed on Saturday convention was nothing short of alarming. The conduct of I observed would be expected in authoritarian regimes, not in a Republican gathering. Grassroots candidates, fellow Republicans, were silenced, mocked, and aggressively shut down simply because they were not backed by the Georgia GOP committees. It was not a convention of open mind and healthy debate. It was a rich show of power. These actions reminded me of communists from Venezuela, Cuba, Nicaragua, and communist Democrats infiltrated in our beautiful GOP. These actions are bluntly Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and communists. I was deeply disturbed and in shock watching the behavior of many in the room. People laughed and jeered in unison, acting like a mob instead of individual thinkers. Delegates made fun of those who voted differently. They ridiculed them openly and created an atmosphere of anger and discomfort. It was offensive, plain and simple, and it was shameful. This is not just poor decorum. It is a violation of everything the Republican Party claimed to stand for. It was allow those tactics to continue. We are not better than forces we claim to oppose. Silencing dissident is not patriotism, it's tyranny. We must hold ourselves to higher standard. We must protect the right of every Republican, endorsed or not, to speak their mind without fear of retribution. Do not fight for liberty only when it's convenient. We fight for it especially when it challenges our own comfort and control. Let this serve as a wake-up call. If free speech can be crushed inside our own convention halls, how can we ever claim to defend it in the national stage? Let us not forget, freedom of speech is not a talking point, it is a right. And if you don't protect it within our own party, how can we claim to defend it anywhere else? It is time for accountability. It is time for courage. And it is time to stand up for principle. Johsie Cruz Fletcher.
That's wonderful.
This is what I mean.
Well, again, you summarized it so well. But show, I don't want to be up here attacking the Republican Party and be in the Republican Party, but show me a difference between the Republican Party and the Democrat Party right now. I cannot really see one.
I don't see the difference. It's like a uniparty.
Exactly.
It's like the Koch family. Half of the Koch is Republican,
right.
Half of the Koch is Democrat, but they sit down on Thanksgiving together. Mm-hmm. They sit down together in Christmas, mm-hmm. in Easter, and they function as a regular family, as a uniparty.
Yeah, the ones that, I mean, seriously, the ones that step out and try to hold up the Constitution and pass legislation based on the good of the people, they get arrested at the Capitol. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
Lord,
where we are right now.
And so,
to tell you the truth, I don't know what's going to happen.
Let's
see what these people, these Silicon Valley kids, no.
I mean, I have
Silicon Valley men, because they are not kids. They are grown men.
I can make this assumption that if something doesn't change, right? If something doesn't change right from today, we will not unseat Ossoff in 26, and we will lose.
It's going to be
power. So
if we don't change the course, it's going to be more nefarious. What's coming?
It will, and I don't know that we'll be able to even tell.
What is coming is going to be worse.
Yeah, maybe.
Because these people with the AI, they're talking about transhumanism,
Real ID. They were going to put social credit score.
Paradigm, that one, the paradigm, the one that is going to identify you with the picture.
Oh, yeah, facial recognition. Absolutely. All of these things are going to come to pass. They'll be able to shut us down on social media again. They'll be able to shut you out of your bank account if they get central banking and digital currency. All these things are moving forward. So I feel like we have a limited time anyway to be able to speak freely like we are. So, yeah, the future.
And then we're not even touching prophecy. We're not even touching theology. We're not even touching none of that stuff. Because when we're talking about transhumanism, when we're talking about all these genes, vaccination, the jab, how many people are losing their own original gene.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And then you remember when Jesus said, because in the days of Noah, and then, wait a minute, what happened in the days of Noah? It happens the same thing. The angels, the fallen angels, corrupted the genes of the humanity. That's why Noah and his family were found just in front of God's eyes, because their blood, their genes were not corrupted. Everything was corrupted, and that's why the flood to erase all that from. And then we are now in the same situation because of the days of Noah. I mean, this is another ball game. I mean, the theology part.
You're right. But you know what? The Bible says in the end we will win. So.
Yeah, he will win.
Okay.
Of course. And we are with him.
All right, so we're going to go to comments. Guys and gals, I appreciate everybody that's hanging out with us tonight. Looks like we got a good crowd. William Blake McMillan from Savannah, Georgia. Always good to see William. I love William. He's a great guy. I got to meet him this year.
I voted for Cruz myself. Thank you.
That's right. Yeah. And Charles Stoker says, okay, it's playing. Lisa Adams, wonderful Lisa, Whitfield County. Good to have you tonight. And Charles is here with us. Yes, voted for Cruz myself. Trish Ann Hay, good to see you. She puts, amen, you are a true immigrant, and I welcome you. And
thank you. Yeah, I did it in the right way. I came with visa, and then I followed the process. I pay my dues, everything. I mean, vaccination and everything.
Gotcha. That's right. Sherry Miller, good to have you tonight. She says you are great. Angel Rosario. So I got to stop real quick because, again, I finally got a chance to talk to Angel this week, and it's kind of hard to believe our paths had never crossed, but I know we stayed on the phone for close to an hour, and he's an amazing guy. We're going to have him on the show with us Wednesday night, so I can't wait to sit down with him and do an episode, and we're going to find out what kind of activism, and the man's got some points that we all need to hear, and he is actually setting the example for how we need to be. But again, thank you for being with us tonight, Angel. You will be on the show Wednesday with us, and we can't wait for that. Noreen Cantor, as always, my hero. She says, hello, y'all Patriots. I love Noreen. Richard Schroeder. Man, Richard, just want to send a shout-out to you. I couldn't go to the SEB meeting. I had to work. But you guys are still doing killer work, and I've got a lot of catching up to do on the SEB meeting. I know that the committee is calling for the DOJ to get involved. It's a shame that they have to do that, but again, we're rooting for them. So thank you for everything you're doing. Hardy Strongbear Taylor, good to see you. We're doing well. Hope you're doing well tonight. Christopher Sinopoli, very smart lady. Hey, Josie, she's one of a kind, and I'm truly blessed to have her in my life and be able to keep up with her. So
I didn't talk today about the lobbyists and all this group who pay a lot of money to our representatives and senators. Right. I mean, I didn't go that route because that would have kept me here until 8 o'clock in the morning.
That's right. That gives us a follow-up show. So, all right. Richard says SEB is calling in the feds on Fulton County. We certainly hope so, Richard. James McCann, good to see you. It says James McCann's a great guy. It says people with money and power will never see no jail time. They got it worked out in their favor. I mean, again,
the judges, yeah.
Hey, I will believe it when I see it. That's all I'm saying. I can watch everybody, and you can toss all the names around, but until I see something, it's just smoke. Noreen says, loves the hat. There you go. Let's see. Sharon Holland. Love you, Sharon. Thank you for watching. Lisa Brown Pierce. Lisa, wonderful fighter from South Georgia. And I got some catching up to do with Lisa, too. So I'll be reaching out to you, Lisa. We always want to keep track of what you guys got going down in South Georgia. And Charles says Michelle Obama is becoming a man. That I don't think he's seen the video. I'll have to send him the video where she actually says that. I mean, obviously it was a play on words, but it could have been a Freudian slip.
She got shocked here. She couldn't. I mean,
who knows at this point?
She or he, whatever.
Hey, who knows? I mean, I'm sure you know Candace Owens is fixing to be in a crazy fight with Macron's wife.
Oh, that's another thing. That's another thing. Did you know the wife, Petro's wife? Petro is the president of Colombia.
Okay.
You know, his significant other is a man.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's and
the Spain one. Mm-hmm. Significant other is a man too.
Really? So I mean, it's pretty rampant.
And
you know?
Barack Obama significant.
Well, I mean,
you know, it has to do with. That's another thing that we can talk about later.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly an interesting rabbit hole to go down. When you see is it Chuck Schumer's wife? Look, I am trying to be nice here and not judge people based on their looks, but some of these people.
No, that's a man.
I mean,
that is
you look at those pictures and you're like, what? All right, look, I know I'm being bad, so. Yes, Richard says Dominion is electing these crooks. I mean, at what point do you run out of like logical reasons, right, for Dominion voting system? So, Angel Rosero says Rebecca Yardley was the best choice. You know, I don't know Rebecca. I actually met her at the convention, so I don't know Rebecca very well. I need
He's
to.
talking about the convention before this one.
Right.
Well,
I knew she was in the
I spoke
running.
for Fosh, Rebecca, and Josh.
Right.
I asked her about the machine. She didn't know what to say, so that's why I went and voted for.
I understand.
Because Josh thought the answer was,
Josh
I'm going to do the best that I can to get rid of that. But
there was 7 mountains that were promised.
But
I believe.
when you go back and you understand that the only body that can take those machines out of Georgia is the Congress, is the state.
Well, it's the governor and the secretary of state. They can do it, but it's inside the leadership.
The representative and the senators together, they are the one who decide when the thing is got out the window or not.
And most of these reps don't believe there's anything wrong with 2020.
No,
even with
can't.
what's coming out now, they still will look at you and tell you that they're crazy,
And you know what they're gonna say? No, we're not gonna get rid. Look, Trump got elected with those machines.
Yeah, of course. Trump got elected. Everything's fine. And come on. He says, I think the word we were looking for earlier about the family was monarchy, right?
No,
the family dynasty.
No monarchy. No, it's nepotism.
Nepotism. Okay.
Nepotism.
Yeah. Well, look at Bill Cowser, right? That's Brian Kemp's brother-in-law. That's a little bit of nepotism there.
Nepotism. When the whole family getting hold of the country, like Chavez.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
So Richard says, if our elections are not fixed, we will lose everything in the midterms. Come on in, Pam Bondi. Yeah, maybe she's got a Dominion manual on her desk. We'll see. I don't know. Right now, I'm calling Pam Bondi Scam Bondi, and I need to see more from that person. So he says Kemp has a room reserved in Alligator Alcatraz. Yeah. Well, I think he's got a comfy room probably reserved at the University of Georgia, which we'll be covering that later on. But yeah, I mean, Kemp, man, come on. Let's see. Christina Benjamin, hey, running late. Thank you for being here, Christina. Always good to see you. She says it seems like waiting to the very last minute to qualify and not letting anyone know is a possible strategy, right? And I guess you're right. You can't take anybody's word for it, right? You reached out to Chavez, you made it very clear, and you just decided, and they still ran it at the last hour, And I've heard, you're not the only person. I've heard this in so many. In fact, in our area right now, there's a force that comes from the Kemp regime that's going to be trying to primary and challenge every person in this area. They're already gearing up to get people involved, and they've got the treasure trove. They don't want Colton Moore. They can't stand Colton Moore, so they're going to try to run somebody.
They're going to try to run a dirty something that put his moral on the floor, like like he did something wrong. He gotta be very careful. He gotta be, if he had a girlfriend, he gotta be very faithful to his girlfriend. Don't give them ammunition. If he's running a check, please pay your personal thing with your own credit card. Not the Senate card. You follow?
Oh, I think so. I mean, look, the people around here are not that stupid. So I mean, we're gonna protect the people that are trying to protect us. So absolutely. Richard says, by the way, there was 12 people in the room 341 at the SEB when Dr. Jan made her resolution to bring in the feds on Fulton County. 12 out of 12 million made me, Garland, and Jason Frazier 1 in a million. We need more people getting involved. You're right, Richard. Look, I'm trying to buy extra lottery tickets because all I need is just to hit it big, and trust me, we'll be down there with you at every SEB meeting. So that's why you folks can go to smalltownunderground.com and support the movement, and the more that money we can bring in, the more that we can actually be a part of it, because it's hard for the working class. Lisa says, I met Johsie in 2020 right before the crap went down. Her story is amazing. I hope folks will listen to her message. So,
thank you.
Absolutely. Marionette Munoz Collier, good to see you tonight. All right, she just arrived home watching good. I hope, of course, this will be on replay. She is a fighter, man. I don't even know her. But I've gotten to know her over messaging groups, and she's getting involved with Reagan Box and doing a lot of good stuff. And I'm telling you, it's you gain a patriot at least every day. You know, you get somebody every day that steps up and says, "I got to get involved."
But you see what is horrible is happening to Reagan Box?
Oh, she's not even being.
She's
not.
They don't even mention
they
her or
won't mention
nothing,
her
and
name.
she's been campaigning for 2 years now.
She's been out in the trenches. She's
See?
been out there
Yeah,
visiting
yeah.
with people.
Yeah.
Same message, same person, and it's a shame.
They don't even
you know.
put her on the list now. Mike Collins, he declared
Oh
for the
yeah,
Senate.
Mike Collins
and
is the big
everybody's
dog on the
focusing
block.
him, and then thinking about her. She's being in the, like you said.
Yeah, I even got caught up in it last week. You know, I'm just sitting here reading all this stuff about Mike Collins, and I'm like, who is this guy? You know, I mean, I know who Mike Collins is, but I'm looking at his voting score, and I start to make a post about it, and I'm like, wait a minute, this guy's just coming in running for Senate, you know? And I'm like, geez, like I'm not even focused on it right now. We've had somebody in the grassroots that's been out there for a long time running, you know.
My question is, what's going to happen after Trump leaves the White House? What's going to happen with the movement? What's going to happen? Who's
I don't
coming?
know.
I hope.
I don't know. That's a good
Look,
question.
I hope that Donald Trump is preparing a group
Yeah.
that will
Well,
follow through with the whole, with this Make America
Yes.
Great Again. Because if he's not only doing it and he's not preparing the future generation, that's going to be very selfish.
well, it is, but here's the deal. And I don't want to be a negative Nancy on this, but here's the deal. You kind of hit the nail on the head, I believe, about Donald Trump having to do as much as he possibly can by 26. Because what do we see in 16 to 20? The feckless, weak Republicans we have in Congress, right? We only have a very few that are standing up and actually trying to pass legislation. The rest of them are bought and paid for shills, and they're pretenders. So if we do not strengthen Congress by 2026, if we do not get rid of some these Lindsey Grahams and these idiots out there, I don't care what Donald Trump thinks about Lindsey Graham. If we don't get rid of these feckless individuals who are not willing to stand up when you have the keys to the golden gates, the golden age right there at your fingertips. We see it every single week. They went into session with Mike Johnson. You've got the, was it not Tom Cotton? There's another man that voted against the proposition so that these legislators couldn't trade stocks. I mean, every turn they're blocking just about everything or placating it. We haven't got all the appointments. If we don't fix that by 26, it doesn't matter. When Donald Trump leaves, it's going to go back to the exact same way it was. And that's such a travesty and a shame. But okay, Lisa Brown says she wants to. Lisa Pierce says she wants to meet you. She's a great fighter. She was one of the candidates that ran for one of the chairs. And
what chair? I mean, what?
It's in South Georgia. Lord. I'm trying to think.
Well, I am in Warner Robins.
Okay. Well, I'll make sure that you guys hook up because
send her my cell phone.
I will do.
Send her my cell phone.
All right. Richard says Garland, Tamara, Ricardo, Dr. Jan, Janelle King, and Trump's lawyer during the Rasberger call will be in Gainesville August the 5th. That's right. Yep, I won't be able to make that, but yeah, I'll keep my tabs on that. You know, Garland's already said next time he's up in this area, we're gonna get him in studio, so I can't wait to that. And Christina says, and I went to Brunswick to meet Josh McCoon and ask him had he let our SOS know that we want to unplug Georgia from Dominion and never got an answer. Even after others in the room followed up on my question, Josh wanted to talk about some confidential phone conversation with the SOS, something I never was asking about. So
the situation with those machines is he can do nothing because that's not under his control. He don't have no control on those machines.
No.
The one who got control on those Dominion, which is the machine from Venezuela. I don't know if you guys know about that. Those machines came from Venezuela. Venezuela are the one who put that together, the software, because Hugo Chavez said after he lost that election, he said, put something together because I'm not going to lose any election from now forward.
You know, and the thing about it is I believe that when you go back to McCoon, I think a lot of people had hope that McCoon was going to take the election integrity more seriously. He was speaking that language. You know, we need to do something about Dominion. We need to be more vocal, but it never happened, you know.
Because it doesn't depend on him. It depends on the senators, it depends on the legislators, and it depends on the lieutenant governor.
Right.
In that meeting, somebody has to bring to the floor
Well, that's what I'm saying.
A bill. Oh,
Sure.
like a...
Well, we did actually, and it actually killed Sign Die, you know, to get rid of the machines. That legislation, but I think if we had a GOP that was more focused on that, and we had the numbers right, because you have this huge GOP, and you actually use the people of the GOP.
But you see, we are talking about two different groups.
Oh yes,
because Kemp is in control of the Senate,
right.
the legislature,
right.
and he distanced himself from the GOP, and then we had the GOP here. So there is no way that they can work together because Kemp people, the team, they don't want to lose the grip.
Right.
The
well,
control.
you saw what Kemp did at this last legislature. He basically threatened the whole entire legislative body. He said, "I don't want anything election integrity across my desk. Nothing."
You see?
And that's exactly what happened.
Exactly. Why? Because he controlled not only
right,
but financially through his leadership PAC, he controlled the pocket of each one of them.
Prove me wrong. I've given the benefit of the doubt, but the GOP is controlled by Kemp. Prove me wrong. Okay, does that mean that every individual is controlled by Kemp? No, but the body is still controlled by Kemp.
By the elite.
All roads lead to it.
The elite, the face of the elite is Kemp. Now, he's the face. But when he's out, somebody else is going to replace that face.
Yes, we know.
But the elite, that's why I read it. That's why I wanted to take time about the theory, elite theory.
Oh, yes.
It's always, these people are replaceable. Right. But the elite is not. I had a friend, she said, Johsie, it's 22 families who control Georgia. 22 families. I say 22? Yeah, 22. So we're talking about like 300 people. They control? Yeah. Okay. That's the elite.
Yeah.
Right there.
No doubt. Lisa's from Upson County. I'll make sure that you get her number.
Oh, okay.
So, absolutely.
Upson, what is Upson, the South?
And she's Thomaston, Georgia. It's not far from Warner Robins.
Thomaston?
So, yes.
Okay.
And I think that's what I was trying to say. She said McCoon could have been a voice and he was silent. And I believe that's what the main problem is. There's a lot of silence on a lot of things that we care about. You know, I look at Georgia as a corporatocracy. It's a corporation. It's being ran like a corporation, and they don't care about the people. And that aligns with the World Economic Forum, the Global Agenda 2020 or 2030.
We see.
They don't care about
Maria Elvira Salazar, the representative from Miami, going to Davos.
Yes, and
a
Brian
Republican.
Kemp twice. Yeah,
Brian Kemp, Stacey Abrams. Davos.
And then how do they reward Stacey Abrams? Well, she was about to get $2 billion plus $20 billion more for a fake NGO. I mean, this is a joke, guys. Well, don't get me. I'm not. We're about to end. I'm not getting mad tonight. Saturday night. And she said, well, Josh didn't say that. He could have explained who was responsible for unplugging Georgia from Dominion and what he is doing to ensure those responsible are doing their part. But no responses he gave addressed the issue of the question. So that was all of my. I mean, everything I watched about McCoon leading through this whole convention, there was hardly any questions ever answered, right? And now we're still in this boat, all right? You know, throw us a lifeline, Mr. McCoon. This is crazy. So
we need another. We're gonna need another disruptor.
Apparently so.
And my question is, who is going to be that disruptor?
I don't know. As battened down as they were, I don't think anybody even imagined how well thought out and planned that the convention was going to be, and it's just wild. And Linda Mink, good to see you, Linda. Thank you, Roy and Johsie. So Linda is somebody I'm getting to know too. She's from Coweta County, and she's doing great work. And that's I think that's our saving grace. It's people like you. People that we have met and that God has brought us together, right? Mm-hmm. Knowing that we have so many good people that are out there that aren't giving up and continuing to fight, right? Even in the face of this this oligarchy, right?
But we need to remember always there is a circulating elites. It's always changing. Remember the one that I read? There is always one group replacing other group.
Right.
If we continue doing our work, we might be collecting the fruit of our labor.
It's
we can
true.
probably replace somebody in the future. But the job has to start now. We
Yeah.
cannot expect work now and get the results now. No, it has to,
It's true.
in distance, in time. But the work has to be done because one elite is going to be replaced by another
Yeah,
group.
absolutely.
Look, Trump replaced those elite, and he was
did.
an outsider.
He did. And you're right. You're right. He is the disruptor.
He
You're
beat
right.
up. He beat up the Bushes. He beat up the what is the other one? Yeah,
Well, let's see who all.
from the Republican, the
Everybody.
Bushes.
Well, yeah, and he beat everybody, and Clinton for crying out loud.
and the Clinton.
So,
Hillary.
that was huge. So yeah, I mean, we are. Look, every time I want to give up, every time I just wanted to say, you know what, screw it, we can't do anything. I'm sitting here with somebody like you, Josie, and it just kind of it fills my cup back up,
Yeah,
So,
because we need to understand that, like the Lord saved Trump from those bullets.
That's right.
From those bullets, because it was more than one.
Mm-hmm.
He saved him for such a time, like purpose like that.
yeah,
The Lord can send us another person like that.
yeah, absolutely, and we
Could
have
be a woman,
it could be.
a real woman, not those one pretending. Right? Could be a woman, could be a man. You know,
be.
we don't know. The
Right.
Lord, if we keep on praying and we keep asking Him for deliverance and believe in the power of prayer
Yeah,
and ask Him,
Absolutely.
remove so and so and remove so and so. You know, when one or two are in one place and are praying, He's there.
no, you're right.
You know, the power of prayer is we forget about the power of prayer because we are so distracted with this and then wait a minute, but who is in control?
Yeah, well,
Jesus is king.
he's always in control.
He's in
above
control.
Donald Trump, above everybody else. Absolutely,
He's
God
in
is
control.
ultimately in control.
Yeah, so we cannot lose faith.
That's right.
Because we are doing it for Him.
That's right.
Because
Ultimately,
one day
yes.
we're gonna be in His presence, and
That's
He's
right.
gonna ask you, "What did you do?"
Exactly. What
What
did
did
you
you do?
do with the time that you had?
Well,
to do it?
Jesus, okay, I ran twice. They run me 3 times. And I spent so much money. Okay, good. You did what you're supposed to be doing. In your capacity,
Right.
you did what you're supposed to do.
Right, and that goes for even people like the mothers, and that we have to abide by the family unit, morals, values, respect, everything. We have to change this culture back to a culture worth fighting for, right? And we can't give up. So
This is the best country. No matter what you think, trust me, I'm being in other countries. This is the best country in the world. It's this one right here.
it's worth fighting for.
Yeah, it's worth fighting for. Yeah.
Well, look, guys, we're going to go ahead and let's see. Strengthen numbers. Yes, it starts from the ground up. We just need to mobilize and communicate, not follow the GOP playbook, but community playbook. Absolutely. So, yes, I can't wait to have Angel on Wednesday. But, Josie, I just want you to know that the world is a better place with people like you in it, and I appreciate you so much.
I
being
praise
here.
the Lord for that.
Yes, ma'am.
He's the one who gives me courage. He's the one who gives me the discipline and the estamine and the love to do it, because
Right.
I do it out of my heart.
That's right.
You know, I sacrifice. Look, I went to pick up my mother yesterday from Florida. I went to Fort Lauderdale. I
Oh,
left
wow.
at 12 in the morning, and at 12 at night, I came back home with her.
Oh, my goodness.
So I've been driving for 2 days.
Man.
But I love to drive.
Right.
So when I said, no, I want to be there. I don't want to be doing Zoom. No, it's not the same.
Right.
So I know I'm going to be there. So that's why. So anytime.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have
But it
you.
has to be
and,
Saturday.
I got you. And hey, maybe we can get you up here to the camp out in October. I'll give you all
Oh,
the
yeah,
details.
you need
so.
to give me a heads up with
Yeah,
that,
it's
because
gonna
I want
be
to stay one
great.
night.
It's going to be great. We're going to have all kinds of good stuff. So I'm working on some guests. I'm trying to get Thomas Massey out there. Anybody y'all know that could get me hooked up with Thomas Massey? I would love to have him as a speaker. So
Okay.
I know that's a tall order, but
You never know. Keep
you
on
never
praying.
know. But all right, guys, we're going to wrap this up here. Again, thank you so much. Thank y'all for hanging out with me on a Saturday night. You could be doing all kinds of other stuff, but you guys are here, and we appreciate it. I'd like to get her the books that she posted and put them up later, so if anybody's interested, you can send them to me, and I'll put them up as links. But
let me show you here, so you can put it in there.
Sure. But we're gonna get up. We're gonna jump off here. You guys have a wonderful weekend. I will be be back with you on Wednesday night with a wonderful guest, Angel Rosario, and whatever you do, don't give up and keep praying.
Okay, those are the books, and all of them are in English. Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you so you can.
Perfect.
Put it on the. How you call?
Put it on the internet. There you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. You guys have a great evening. We'll see you soon.
Hey everybody, Small Town Underground here, and I'd like for you to check out libertylaughs.net. This is a website that supports grassroots patriots, and it has all kinds of stuff in it, like rings, coins, t-shirts, tank tops, both in men's and women's sizes, different sort of accessories, even patriotic stuff, like look at these sneakers, Don't Tread on Me sneakers. Those are pretty cool. And door knockers, and look, they even have a Trump phone case, which is really, really cool. So anytime you go to this site, you're actually supporting the grassroots patriot community. So I hope you guys will go to check out libertylaughs.net and see what they have to offer.